So let's move on to activity 1. This consists of importing the TensorFlow library and datasets. So of course, the first thing we have to do to use TensorFlow is to import the TensorFlow library. This will give us functions that will help us train our machine learning model. Later on, we'll also be implementing plots so we can visualize the prediction of our models. So for that, we need to import the following libraries. An easy way to do this is provided on the right-hand side, and this will copy it to our clipboard. We'll head over into our Google Colab workshop and simply paste the code inside. All right, perfect. So like Shashank mentioned earlier, in order for this code to actually run, we would want to click the Run button onto the left. Next, after importing the TensorFlow and math plotting libraries, we want to load the fashion NMIST dataset, which is a collection of all images of clothing that we need to train our model. So for that, we'll click on the right-hand side on the clipboard. And instead of adding it to the same code snippet earlier, we want to add it to a different code snippet. Perfect. And we're going to paste it right there, and we'll run this code snippet. Awesome. And then we'll finish it up by copying this. This will separate our data set into training images and testing images. And yeah, now just let that sit and it will continue to download the data. And next up, we'll have Shashank go over how to create an array of class names.
So the next thing we're going to do is create a list of categories that all the clothing apparel would be classified under. And that's going to be question 1. So here we ask you to write an array or declare an array of class names, which is a variable, and you'll be including all these values or strings in that array. So I'll give you a couple of seconds or like a couple of minutes to pause this video and do this if you can. If you haven't learned how to create a list yet, you can click on this link and this will explain to you in more detail how lists are created in Python. So we go back. So I'll give you a couple of seconds, pause this video, and when you're done, you can start this video again. All right, so let's go over this. So this is how you'll be creating this array. So we copy paste these categories, this code. So we'll be defining this array as class names. You'll be putting in square brackets, and each of these would be entered in single quotes. You can either do this or double quotes. It doesn't really matter for strings. So if we do this for all the values, so this is the array you should be having for question 1 and activity 1. So now we've finished question 1, and let's click on play. Let's do a run all. And that's the end of this activity. We'll go back and I'll let Arjun take the next activity.